to want to go to practice when I have a dozen donuts sitting here in front of me? I want to eat them all. Good morning, folks, and happy Monday. So, from what JB has told me, the interstate is backed up and looking like straight shiznit. So this is about to be a very miserable ride, if I should say so myself. But she didn't really make it easy to get out of the house this morning. Today's my birthday. She comes in with a big old box of donuts, and I'm like, now how am I supposed to want to go to practice when I have a dozen donuts sitting here in front of me? I want to eat them all, and I have made that mistake before. When I was a young little bucko and I was training, I decided to kill a whole 12 donuts, and then I went to practice, and then I threw up everywhere, and then I passed out, and then I woke up, and I was like, what happened? They're like, I don't know, what did you eat? I was like, 12 donuts. They're like, that's it. I was like, you could pass out from eating too much sugar? They're like, yeah. I was like, you can pass out from eating too much sugar and then going to work out? Yeah. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. Then for like the next 2 days, I had like what felt like a hangover. But I like me some donuts, and she brought me 12 of them. So I ate one. And now we must get out the door to go get better today than we were yesterday. Go battle this Atlanta traffic. Go knock out our run and hope we don't yak up this donut, because that would be quite embarrassing, folks. So, I guess let's get this show on the road. Go get better today than we were yesterday. Well, we have made it to the gym to knock out our run and to get better today than we were yesterday, but I kind of screwed up this morning. I left the house without my lunch. It's gonna be a miserable ride home. And the whole way here this morning, I was burping up that freaking donut that I ate. Goodness gracious, I knew that was a bad idea. But it was fresh, and you can't not eat the Krispy Kremes fresh. It's not the same. I'm about to burp up some more donut in the process of talking. So let's go knock out this run. Hope we don't have a sugar attack along with the process. Get a major headache and not be able to practice. But yeah, folks, let's go get better today than we were yesterday. But start off by getting in better shape today than we were yesterday. You know the gist. Y'all know the process. Y'all know the schedule. Run complete. And during our run, our mama called us, and she was like, hey, how's the day going? Blah, blah, blah. Are you feeling old? And I had to admit to her, yeah, I do feel old. I do. I feel very old. It's hard to go from being the prodigy in every room that I go into, the young kid who's so determined, so ambitious, who felt like his dreams were right there, to being 24, and as time goes on, it feels like those dreams get further and further and further away. It's the part of me that y'all don't usually see. The hard truth. The hard truth is goodness gracious, yes, we are getting better every day than we were yesterday, but on top of it, I can't lie to y'all, it definitely feels like that goal gets further and further away every day. It's hard to go from being the young prodigy in every room, the young guy who's just so ambitious, everyone thought he was going to be so good, to being 24 and still not made it to our goals. It's hard. I'm getting to the point where I'm about to be the old man in every room. And that's hard, folks. It really is. It's a difficult thing to wrap around my head. But of course, the mom always has some good things to say. She's like, at 24, I had 2 boys who I didn't know how I was going to feed. We were going to be homeless. But we figured out how to make it happen. We were survivors. I was like, you're right, Mom. You're right. Then go on a few more years after we had survived, and then we had to rebuild ourselves again because we lost one of us. I was like, yeah, you're right. She's like, so you have to think in the grand scheme of things, where you started and where you're at now. And I'm like, she's like, it's you versus you. You're right, Mom. You're right. But it doesn't change the fact that it is hard. It's hard to be the guy who's just aging. The guy who could have been. It's not over yet. I'm not saying it's over yet. But it would be so easy to go get a 9-to-5. And just live my life. Just live it. But my mom always told me not to take the easy route. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to not take the easy route. The easy route would be give up this dream and go get a 9-to-5. It really would be. But we're grinders. We've survived the things that, well, I didn't do anything, but my mama got us through the things that we shouldn't have gotten through. Then the death of my brother, we got through that one. Then the death of our uncle, we got through that one. If you don't know, the uncle is like a father figure to me. It would be very, very, very easy to just start this car up and drive away. Go put in an application for a warehouse. Start making 20 something dollars an hour moving boxes. It'd be very easy. But we didn't get into this because it was supposed to be easy. We got into it because it was the one thing that gave us purpose to wake up every day. And that's what we have to remember. What were we before we had martial arts? What were we when we gave up martial arts the first time? Granted, I was a young, naive child. But where were we? And I think the right route would be to continue persevering and moving forward. Even though it's really hard sometimes. 24 years. 24 years, I thought we'd already be in the UFC. But it is what it is, folks. We can't dwell on the things that we have done. It sucks. Our third fight, we fought for a title. That was a great night. It was a great night. And now it seems as if we can't get a win to save our life. But it is all part of the journey. Me versus me. So, let's get in here and get better today than we were yesterday. Well, getting better today than we were yesterday. Complete. But like I said, I forgot to pack my lunch this morning. Well, I didn't forget to pack it. I packed it. I just forgot to grab the lunchbox on the way out of the door. So this is about to be one miserable ass ride home. Goodness gracious. But it is what it is. You make mistakes. Like leaving your lunchbox on the freaking kitchen table. That was a mistake. A big one. Because I'm kind of hungry now. And I really want to just stop and grab something. But I know that's not the best idea. And JB, like I said, has a 12-pack of donuts on the table. So, I think I'm going to make my way home, eat my lunch, and eat another donut. So let's get our butts home, folks. And we are finally flipping home. Holy cow. I don't know how flipping half of these folks on the road get a driver's license. Goodness gracious. Let's get inside, eat us a little bit of lunch, and sit down for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, then get back up to go get our kids better today than they were yesterday. A little 30-minute reset complete. Now off to go get these kids better today than they were yesterday. And I can't lie, folks, I'm freaking beat today. I know I'm beat just about every day, but today I'm beat. Just one more push, folks. Just one more push for the day. And then we can come home and climb into our bed and sleep the night away. Well, we have made it to the park to get these kids better today than they were yesterday. And last few weeks we've went over back controls. This week we're gonna be going through just about every position, just so that they know the names of them. So if I scream it out, they know what it is, so that we can get them ready for some live rolls. Because I think that throwing children in to the wolves is not very nice to do. So the best bet to do for them is to slowly work their way into going live. Definitely considering all of these kids are 100% beginners, never grappled in their life. Some of them have never played sports before. So to keep things simple, we worked back controls, and then we're gonna go into, I guess, the mount, guard, half guard, side control, full guard. You know, all the things you got to go through with jiu-jitsu, all the positions. And then we'll do a little live go. A little live go for the ones who have consistently have been here. For the others, not so much. I kind of want to make the live goes seem like a prize almost. Like it's a game. You know what I mean, folks? Even though that's where the real grinding happens. But let's get in here and get these kids better today than they were yesterday. Well, kids class complete, and the children definitely got better today than they were yesterday. And we took them through every position that you could be taken through in about 10 minutes. You know, guard, mount, half guard, side control, back control. And then we showed them the utilization of the guard. We showed an arm bar, and then we showed them about keeping their hips squared up with the other opponent's hips. That's why we went with the arm bar, because it's a very simple technique to show that, look, if you off balance your hips, getting your hips out from under them, you can sub people here. This is why you've got to keep your hips squared with them if you're in someone's guard. So it was a pretty great class. I'm pretty sure that most of everyone caught on to the reasoning behind why we did certain stuff. And that's all that really matters. And they had fun. They got their first live goes in, so that made me happy. They were giggling and laughing during them, so that's what's important. So let's get our butts home, or I guess not home, I guess across the state of Georgia, to go get better today than we were yesterday. If it wasn't that JB's at work tonight, there's absolutely nothing else for me to do other than continue to go get better today than we were yesterday. I would totally call this a day complete. I would go home, shower up, and call it a night. But JB's at work tonight, so I might as well just go and travel to go get better today than we were yesterday. There's no reason to sit around. We may get that hard reset in tomorrow and Wednesday, and then fight camp starts up. Then we grind. So let's get our butts to the gym. Well, we are pulling in a whole 5 minutes earlier than our GPS said we would. Haha, I beat the GPS today. Goodness gracious, I gotta get that fixed. But yeah, I would have totally stayed home today if my homie didn't have a fight coming up and had asked me to come in and spar. I was totally staying home. But he asked if he could get a spar in, so I said sure. Why not? That sounds like a good idea. So that's what I'm doing. I'm pulling in to get a little spar with him. He better do this for me too. I just want to let him know he better do this shit for me too. Because I just drove hella far. Tired as shit to spar with this fool. So let's go get him some work. 2.5 hours of MMA rounds complete, folks. And it is freaking freezing, I say. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna drive this joker next door and not walk next door because I'm still soaking wet. Let's go next door, get some jits rolls in, clean up, and get our butts home. 2.5 hours. That's a long time. That's a long freaking time. But it was a lot of freaking fun. It was a lot of fun. That's all I can really say. That's why we do this. Back to what we were saying earlier today. This is why we do this. Because I promise you, I would not wake up day in and day out to do this every day and have to like force myself to take some days off. So we're gonna do a hard reset for 2 days. I promised JB I would. And then we'll be back hard as we can be. She gets the next 2 days off. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna spend next 2 days with her. But you get what I'm trying to say. Let's boogie on next door and get some jits in. And literally just like that, we are next door to get some jits rolls in. Oh, my homie punches like pissing fucking missiles. That's all I gotta say. I don't know of a better word to freaking call it, a better phrase to use. Goodness gracious. He'll make you think that like your life may end if you eat one of these. That dude can throw freaking down. But we're sitting in front of the jiu-jitsu room. Let's go get some rolls in. Well, I did not check the time, and well, they were indeed not there anymore. No rolls for me tonight, and no shower. I guess we need to get our butts home as quickly as we can so that we can clean up, get nice and smelling good, and get our butts in bed. Well, we have made it home, folks, and I can't lie. I'm quite hungry, I'm quite tired, and I'm quite stinky. So I guess let me get my butt inside as quickly as I possibly can. And shower up, eat something, probably slap some of those donuts down our belly again, because JB freaking got our kryptonite. Donuts, and ice cream. That's my kryptonite. But, you know, in my 24 years, I would say I've learned a lot. I've been through a lot. I've experienced a lot of things, you know. And if there's one thing that I guess I've always held very firmly to myself ever since the passing of my brother, is that I'm never going to take a moment for granted. Like, I'm going to grind to make something of myself. But I'm not going to live a boring life, a 9 to 5. Something that I just am not passionate about, to wake up every day, day in and day out. And I've also told myself that the day that this becomes not fun, we'll stop it. We will. But I can't lie, folks. Something about your buddies throwing punches at your face, you shooting shots on them, you trying to sub them, you trying to break them. That's a good feeling. It's an amazing feeling. It's probably the best feeling you could ever feel. It genuinely is. But that brings me back to what I was talking about earlier. It is hard. It is. It is hard to be 24 and aging. And that goal just like still not being reached. And as someone who's a dream seeker, goal seeker, birthdays aren't always the best thing. I mean, it just means you're 1 year, I guess whatever way you want to look at it, sometimes it could be you're 1 year closer to your goals. This is the way we should look at it. But as an athlete, you do have an expiration date. You really do. And none of us know what that is. As a human, you have an expiration date. But as an athlete, you have an expiration date of when your body is like, okay, I'm done. I know my body's nowhere close to that, but you get what I'm laying down. It's hard. It's hard to grind for something that could inevitably not happen. It could. We're gambling on ourselves. That's what we're doing. We are gambling. But does that mean we just give up? Just because the easy route would be to go and get a 9-to-5, not have dreams, not have goals. Heck no, folks. That's not the way to go. Not at all. The way to go is the way we started. Continuing to push through, continuing to persevere, continuing to try to get to our goals, continue to be the best version of us that we could possibly be. Because it's ultimately all we're doing is just trying to become the best us we can be. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you got a dream, if you got a goal, freaking chase it. I know I say this all the time, but chase it. Chase it. Because that dream and that goal was laid into you for a reason. You have the ambition to go and do it for a reason. You have the want and the will to go and do it for a reason. So go and freaking do it. Why not? Why not? You only live once. And you could literally die from doing anything. My uncle died on the at work. You know what I mean? Suddenly. Just died at work. It wasn't a heart attack. It was a work accident. But you know what I mean? So we got to remember those things. You can literally die doing anything. So at least die doing what you love to do. Does that make sense? Now, I'm not saying like go hop in the cage and don't train because you enjoy watching the UFC fights on the weekend. No. But I'm saying that like there's a lot of people who don't go and chase that dream, don't go and chase that passion because society tells you that that's not the thing that you should do. Society tells you to go get a 9-to-5, go get in trade school, go do this, go do that. But that's not for everybody. It's really not. There's something for everyone out there. That's what I'm trying to lay down. Like, there's some people who that dream and that goal and that passion's just not in. They are fine just waking up every day, doing what they have to do, going back home, going to bed, and repeating. That's not me, though. I enjoy getting home at 11 o'clock at night. I enjoy trying to persevere and push through. I enjoy waking up at the butt-ass crack of dawn and going to bed late as can be. That's what I enjoy doing. You know what I mean? So if there's a dream, if there's a passion, it was laid in you for a reason. Go and chase it, folks. Go and chase it. That's what I've learned in 24 years. Is life is too short not to chase your freaking dreams. Chase your passion. Chase your ambitions. It's too short. Do what you love to do, folks. That's the way of living. Be the best version of you can be. Reach out for the Lord Jesus Christ in all things that you do. And most importantly would be reach for Jesus. But also importantly, be the best you can be. You know what I mean? That might be most important, but I guess the Jesus thing would be most important because with him, he will help you be the best version of you can be. Y'all know what I'm trying to lay down. I'm hungry, I'm tired, and I want to go shower. So good night, folks, and BillyGoat loves you.